Kasese district has a total area of 3,389 square kilometers, with conservation areas for tourism occupying around 63% of this space. While an average land holding of 1 acre per household and 71% of farmers living off their farming, arable land covers approximately 1,555 square kilometers. Cotton, coffee, maize and matoke are among the important value chains in the district that contribute to Uganda's GDP, as stated by the National Director for Worldwide Fund, Simon Peter Weredong.
Seeing that we are doing something, trying to do something to help people and nature who were desperate because of the disasters that was coming actually as a result of natural resources. If we didn't do that, people would continue to hate nature. And when people continue to hate nature, that is why they will continue to degrade natural resources. And we know the value of natural resources in Uganda and the world over. Our country, in addition to agriculture, I think the next one is tourism, which contributes the second most to the economy of the country. So if we have people fighting nature, then that can be degraded. So to have these interventions, it has been an important step to ensure sustainability of natural resources contributing to the economy.
According to statistics, two main cash crops are coffee and cotton. 85% of farmers grow Arabic and Robusta coffee, producing about 250 tons of coffee per season, while 40,000 farmers grow maize, contributing an average of 1,500 acres, yielding to a standing of about 100,000 tons of maize. But all these have been affected by the flooding of the Nyamwamba and other rivers during the last 5 years, bursting banks, killing people, relocating hundreds and ruining properties.
This project was not part of the World Bank project, the project funded by the World Bank, the Integrated Water Management and Environment Project. So when the disaster happened, we made the case. And I must say that we spent some time discussing and making really a strong justification why this project should be supported, but also to cut money from other projects, activities to fund. So when we started, frankly, we were not sure what we were going to get. I remember here, when the Prime Minister was here, the Minister requested me to come and mention what we are going to do. The Prime Minister said, "Are you sure that you are going to deliver what you are talking about?" I said, "We are going to try our best." And the Prime Minister said, "I will come and see what you have done." So seeing where we have reached, really, we are convinced and we are happy that what we set out to do has been largely achieved.
If this work is done and there is no work done downstream, this may be rendered useless. But if the whole sketch is covered, then that's when we shall realize the benefits. We do appreciate what has been sunk in. As a community, people are really appreciative, but we are worried that if the downstream is not worked upon, then we may not achieve the overall goal of having this.
The contractor will focus on the designated Masule, Namuhunga, Chanjuchi Camp and Chenjejo regions, maintaining the earthwork, installing gabion masonry and constructing a dike, a long wall constructed to prevent floods, are all part of the desilting process. As part of the multi-billion Nyamwamba River strategy, which the World Bank is funding, the ministry will develop an emergency response strategy for the river system, grow bamboo along the banks, and set up a flood forecasting and early warning system.
We're happy to be able to contribute, although relatively modestly, from the project. Initially with a focus on mitigating the flood impacts from the river Nyamwamba. But we've been very impressed to see that a flood management and flood mitigation, shall I call it an engineering project, is much more than that. It is about community partnership. It has moved to livelihood improvement. And now we see that communities and groups are thinking ahead on sustainability and entrepreneurship. So I think, it's its blossom. And as Dr. Kalis mentioned, although the project will eventually end, I hope in my capacity, both as a World Bank staff or maybe as a personal capacity, to come back here in a few years' time to see that the trees have grown and to see that the businesses have blossomed.
114 nations have received $480 billion from IDA since its founding in 1960. Over the past 3 years, annual pledges have averaged around $29 billion, with roughly 70% flowing to Africa. International Development Association IDA of the World Bank aids the world's poorest nations by giving grants and low-interest loans for projects and programs that will promote economic growth, combat poverty, and enhance the lives of the underprivileged. 39 of the world's 74 poorest nations receive aid from IDA. Kirimunda, Masekatsime for Smart24 TV, Business Today.